Hello, the purpose of this video is to give some guidance as to how the information needed to complete your tax return should be collated and sent in to us. As technology moves on and we adapt to new working practices in the COVID world, we are becoming increasingly used to working remotely and dealing with electronic data. Your tax return is no exception to this, and as a result, we would like to receive your information in an electronic format. This will enable us to file and retrieve data more efficiently. This can be achieved by scanning documents to us or forwarding electronic certificates or documents from a third party via email. If you don't have access to a scanner, a photo taken from your mobile phone and emailed across works just as well, provided the document is in shot. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Before you can send the information across, it first needs to be collated. As you know, each tax year ends on 5th April, and it is from then to around the end of July when most tax documents and certificates are usually made available. We would recommend you keep a separate folder for your tax return information and file each document as and when it is received. Once all information has been received, which, as already said, should be by no later than the end of July, you should send it in to us, ideally in an electronic format. A few points to note. We would really appreciate it if you could scan your documents together in some kind of order. For example, collating all documentation relating to one source together. This could be a P60, P11D for your employment, or all bank interest certificates together, for example. We don't need to see your personal bank statements. The end of year certificates are all we need, and these should be available to be downloaded from your banking app. But if you pop in branch to request, they can often print them there and then. Bank statements relating to business accounts are still required. We don't need to see every receipt or invoice. If you are providing a spreadsheet with the receipts and invoices summarised, we can work directly from that. If any figure flags up a question, we will raise that with you as and when. We do sometimes raise questions. This is usually to ensure accuracy and identify any tax planning opportunities. It's not because we are being nosy. We also need you to keep accurate records. This is really important. If you're unlucky enough to have an inquiry raised into your tax return, any expenditure or income that cannot be evidenced could be adjusted by HMRC. This can often lead to additional tax, interest and penalties. Please also keep records on capital assets. This will include the acquisition cost and disposal proceeds, together with any additional expenditure that may have been incurred on the asset. As a reminder, gifts of assets can give rise to a capital gain even if no monies exchange hands, so please do let us know if any gifts are made. Finally, the big question we often get asked is when should the tax return information be sent in? The answer will always be as soon as all the information needed to complete your return has been made available to you. This will ensure that documents are not mislaid and that we are able to advise of your tax liability in advance of the payment date so that adequate provision can be made for payment. It also ensures that your return is prepared in good time of the January deadline. We prepare our returns on a strict first in, first out basis, so leaving it to the last minute is never a good idea. We would also ask that your information is provided to us by the end of August each year at the latest, bearing in mind you should have all documentation by then. We hope that you found this video helpful, but if you do have any questions, please speak to your allocated tax manager, who would be pleased to help.